talk about the development done by MAN, Diesel, and Turbo together with the material supplier, Greentreat. The agenda is a little bit of the history of labyrinth seals, impeller labyrinth seals, not shaft seals. The advantages of the new material. Okay. The new seal design for the reduced leakage flow. Oh, sorry. And some testing and test measurement results for improved compressor performance. This is an example of a typical overhang stage for integrally geared compressors. This whole presentation and this whole development is based on integrally geared compressors. This principle are generally suitable also for single shaft machines and also for integrated labyrinths in dry gas seals or shaft seals in principle. But this special design is for integrally geared compressors. So normally for closed impellers you have a cover disc, and on this cover disc you have a radial labyrinth seal and an axial labyrinth seal. Because of assembly issues, you assemble everything from the front. This radial seal has to be a stepped seal or a see-through labyrinth. It can't be a true labyrinth. While the axial part can be a true labyrinth, where you can't see through. This clearance of the axial labyrinth seal can't be reduced by this new material because of the axial movement of the whole gear shaft. Yeah? So that's not part of this presentation. I'm concentrating on this radial seal, which is doing the most part of pressure reduction, pressure resistance. This is a typical impeller. This is the one we tested in test bed first for a high pressure CO2 compressor up to 200 bars. It's a very small one, 125 or 140 millimeters. And that's the labyrinth seal from this, the radial labyrinth seal from the test compressor. The whole part is this with this flange. You see the steps, and here you can see the true labyrinth. Everything has this flange to adjust the position of the labyrinth related to the impeller. And here you have some, you can add some chimps or remove some material to adjust the axial gap. That's a little promotion picture of this small titanium impellers, but it shows really good the assembly procedure of the seal. So these are two closed impellers of the test bed machine. And then first you assemble the radial seal. And you can see the gaps, and you can measure the gaps directly with a measurement gauge. Where when you add the axial seal, you can't see the gap directly. You can't measure it directly. You have to add some lead wire or things like that. Yeah, and the effects you have to consider for the design of a traditional seal are mainly the thermal growth of all parts, impeller and stator parts, which is different because normally the labyrinth is made of aluminum. It's the standard material. It has a higher thermal growth than a steel or titanium impeller. Then you have to consider the centrifugal force on the impeller and the radial displacement, which is vibration. And you have to have a minimum gap to ensure no contact for all operating conditions. The critical condition normally is starting up and running down when you go through the critical speed. So in a normal operation, the gap, this is the gap at installation, is a little bit reduced, mainly to the centrifugal force of the impeller. But it's still very great and could be smaller for this normal operating case. But you can't realize it because you couldn't start up the compressor and running through the critical speed where the vibrations are higher. And where the stator is cold while the rotor heats up faster.